From rapid response to natural disasters to the constant power projection across global hotspots, the U.S. Navy has successfully orchestrated countless high-stakes operations in recent years. But have you ever wondered what makes these groundbreaking achievements possible? What if we told you that the answers lies in the ships of the 2003 to 2013 era? A relatively quiet, but very definitive period that shaped American naval power like never before. In this video, we'll go in-depth into some of the most pivotal vessels of this transformative decade. We'll uncover the stories behind their design, the missions they carried out, and how their intertwined legacies set the stage for today's naval supremacy. So, sit back and prepare for a journey through a defining era of naval innovation that changed the course of history. Ready or not, have you ever heard of the USS Freedom, LCS-1? Of course you have. As the lead ship of the Freedom-class littoral combat ships, this vessel was part and parcel of the reasons why the entire class is so popular. But was it for the right reasons? Let's find out. Built to be fast, maneuverable, and networked surface combatant to operate in the littoral zone, close to shorelines where larger vessels may struggle, the Freedom was constructed using a steel monohull design with an aluminum superstructure to balance strength and weight. On the one hand, steel provided the hull with some durability, while aluminum, on the other hand, reduced its overall weight, which helped the ship achieve high speeds. But while this wicked cool combo brought some design flaws, which I'll tell you about in just a bit, it's worth adding that the ship's design also included a flexible C-frame that can be quickly reconfigured with interchangeable mission modules, enhancing its adaptability for different operations. Additionally, its expensive flight deck, 1.5 times larger than that of a standard surface ship, features an integrated helicopter launch, recovery, and handling system that uses a trigon traversing mechanism to smoothly move helicopters in and out of the hangar. In a nutshell, this beautiful piece of art was developed to fulfill three primary mission areas: surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, and mine countermeasures. During its service, the USS Freedom mostly participated in the Pacific region and even in Asia. Take 2013 for instance, when it was deployed to Southeast Asia as part of a demonstration of the Navy's new LCS concept. There it served in various operations, including joint exercises with regional partners, counter-piracy missions, humanitarian assistance, and disaster response operations. With its relatively small size of 118 meters compared to many ships at the time, Freedom was ideal for close-to-shore operations, which larger vessels could not effectively execute. One of the more popular roles Freedom played in was just off the coast of Colombia, when the ship pursued a possible drug-running boat. The boat retreated into Colombian coastal waters, while the crew of Freedom managed to recover 500 pounds of cocaine that had been discarded overboard. But don't take this to mean that Freedom wasn't a heavy hitter. For surface warfare, it carries a 57mm Mk110 gun, designed to engage small, fast-moving vessels. Additionally, it is armed with a RIM 116 rolling airframe missile for close-in defense against missiles and aircraft. And like that wasn't already good enough, for anti-submarine warfare, the ship could also deploy helicopters like the MH-60R Seahawk, equipped with torpedoes and sonar systems. And this brings us to its pros, starting with the Freedom's modular design. This capability enabled the vessel to be outfitted with various mission packages, allowing for rapid reconfiguration to suit different roles. By swapping out equipment and weapons tailored to specific mission needs, the ship's adaptability was significantly enhanced. Secondly, with a top speed of over 40 knots, the USS Freedom is way faster than most warships, even in contemporary times. Alas, while the aforementioned points are definitely savory, it's also worth mentioning that the Freedom was not designed to take on large warships. Its lightweight design and relatively low armor were great against submarines and small ships, but less serviceable in high-intensity combat situations. During her limited time at sea, Freedom faced numerous challenges, including flawed designs and failed equipment from the moment she was commissioned. The ship reportedly had at least 17 known cracks, and had been repeatedly hampered by engine-related failures. During a heavy weather ocean trial in February 2011, the ship developed a 6-inch crack in its hull that leaked 5 gallons of water per hour. But while the Navy's investigation indicated that faulty welds rather than a design error were the cause of the problem, the USS Freedom has also experienced numerous mechanical problems, particularly with its propulsion system, which led to frequent repairs and maintenance. As a matter of fact, The U.S. Defense Department's Director of Operational Testing and Evaluation boldly stated that Freedom was not expected to be survivable in combat. Helicopters on board the ship cannot tow its mine-hunting sensors, so it must rely on uncrewed systems for mine countermeasures. The 30mm Mk-44 Bushmaster 2 guns experience reliability issues, and the 57mm Mk-110 gun on the Freedom class also cause vibrations at high speeds that make accurate firing difficult. Looking back, the USS Freedom has a sort of complex history, serving as an important testbed for the Navy's littoral combat strategy. Its successes in implementing a fast, modular, and adaptable platform are invaluable. But however, I can't help but feel its performance and operational issues serve as an anchor weighing it down. Moving on, I'd like to talk about a really special naval vessel, the USS New York, LPD-21. Incorporating 7.5 short tons of steel, less than 1,000th of its overall mass, from the World Trade Center rubble after the 9/11 attacks, the USS New York was first designed entirely from CID screens to support both of the Marines' primary mobile assets, LCAC landing craft and MV-22B Osprey aircraft. It could also transport and land Marines, their equipment, and supplies via air cushion or conventional landing craft. In any case, similar to the USS Freedom, the USS New York was comprised of multiple materials. Its hull was primarily made of steel for durability, while the superstructure combines steel and aluminum to reduce weight. The former, though, or at least a bit of it, was symbolically salvaged from the World Trade Center after it was destroyed in the September 11 attacks. As a member of the San Antonio-class vessels, one of the most modern and versatile amphibious ships in the U.S. Navy, the New York was designed to support Marine air-ground task forces and operate in expeditionary strike groups, and it was the first to be designed fully from the CID screen. Battle-wise, the USS New York has been involved in a couple of notable operations. On June 10, 2012, the ship was deployed for the first time to the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf region. During this deployment, it was accompanied by Marines from the 1st Battalion, 2nd Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Division. The ship returned in December 2012, along with the USS Iwo Jima, USS Gunston Hall, and the same Marine unit attached to all three ships. More recently, the USS New York was also rumored to be involved in operations in the Persian Gulf, including anti-piracy missions and exercises to maintain freedom of navigation in key strategic waters. That being said, the fact that the USS New York is mostly used as a transportation vessel doesn't entirely mean it's not a hitter. The vessel is equipped with a range of defensive and offensive systems, including two Mk-46 Mod 2 30mm cannons for close-in defense against small boats and surface threats, and two rolling airframe missile launchers for missile defense. Additionally, the ship also has numerous 50 caliber machine guns for additional defense firepower. For its amphibious assault role, it can carry up to 700 Marines, their vehicles, and equipment, and launch them via 4 landing craft air cushion hovercraft, or traditional landing craft. It's also worth mentioning the ship's aviation facilities support a variety of rotary wing aircraft, including the MV-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft, AH-1 Cobra attack helicopters, and UH-1 Huey utility helicopters. This enables it to project power ashore and conduct search and rescue, casual evacuation, and logistical missions. As far as pros come, the first thing that comes to mind is stealth. Commissioned in 2019, the ship's design features a modern, innovative stealthy silhouette with reduced radar cross-section, which helps minimize its detectability by enemy radar and improve survivability in contested environments. Secondly, its design allows it to switch between various roles, including amphibious assault, disaster relief, and anti-piracy without significant modification. Finally, it also features a state-of-the-art communication system that allows it to coordinate complex operations across joint forces. However, there is all but one major flaw here. While the USS New York's armament is sufficient enough for defense purposes, it's not as capable as a proper warship, making it unsuitable for direct surface combat. So in a way, it bears the same con as the USS Freedom. Walk with me here. On the one hand, both of the ships we've talked about so far have proven to be both highly efficient and multi-purposeful. They're only plagued with the unfortunate drawbacks of being too ambidextrous. But here lies the million-dollar question. Could the US Navy have a vessel that not only combined the strengths of the previous ships and evolved into a much better powerhouse? Well, the answer is yes. Enter the USS Fort Worth, LCS-3. a Freedom-class littoral combat ship. Designed to be a versatile and agile surface combatant capable of performing various roles, including anti-submarine warfare, mine countermeasures, and surface warfare operations in nearshore environments, the USS Fort Worth was built by Lockheed Martin and Marionette Marine as part of the U.S. Navy's strategic initiative to finally build the perfect fleet of smaller, faster, powerful, and more cost-effective vessels. To achieve this, the design of the USS Fort Worth focused not only on speed and flexibility, but also on modularity. Its hull is made from steel, while its superstructure was once again constructed from aluminum to reduce weight. Right from the start, it was clear that Fort Worth was worthy. In May 2012, when the ship successfully completed her acceptance trials on Lake Michigan, inspectors identified only 10 severe deficiencies during these trials, a stark improvement over the USS Freedom that was basically ridiculed with mechanical challenges. And guess what? With a top speed of 45 knots, the USS Fort Worth was even faster than the Freedom. Plus, with its unique semi-planing monohull, the Fort Worth was not only better in maneuverability, but also was more stable than the older Freedom for a wide range of mission modules. One of its most notable deployments was in 2014, when it was sent to Southeast Asia as part of the U.S. Navy's forward presence in the Pacific. During this deployment, the Fort Worth participated in several regional maritime security operations and joint exercises with allied navies, such as the Republic of Singapore Navy. Remember the Indonesian AirAsia Flight 8501 crash? On December 31, 2014, the USS Fort Worth was dispatched from Singapore to the Java Sea to assist in the search for the wreckage of the aircraft that had crashed on December 28. Arriving in the search area a few days later, Fort Worth joined forces with the destroyer USS Sampson at the request of the Indonesian government. Over the course of the search operation, which concluded on January 15th, Fort Worth and Sampson combined 650 hours of search efforts. However, Fort Worth's unique capabilities were more valuable. To start with, the ship's maneuverability and shallow draft were said to be crucial in conducting effective visual and radar searches in the challenging, congested waters. It also used its two 11-meter RHIBs extensively, dedicating 107 hours to search operations, thus enhancing the overall effectiveness of the mission. Moving on, the USS Fort Worth was also deployed to the Asia-Pacific region to enhance mine countermeasures after provocations by North Korea on South Korean vessels. In addition to MCM, Fort Worth was tasked with providing non-traditional maritime life for U.S. Marines to address the shortage of large amphibious vessels in the 7th Fleet's inventory. And yes, it was a success. While operational trials with the Freedom demonstrated the potential for improved vertical lift replenishment in shallow waters, Fort Worth got deployed with an upgraded surface warfare mission equipment package and became the first littoral combat ship to integrate the MQ-8B Fire Scout unmanned aerial vehicle, making it more flexible and effective in the region. Armament-wise, the USS Fort Worth was equipped with a variety of weapon systems specifically designed to handle multiple mission types. For surface warfare, the ship is fitted with a 57mm Mk-110 naval gun, which of course provides rapid-fire capability against air and surface targets. It also has rolling airframe missile systems for short-range air defense, as well as 50-caliber machine guns and 30mm Mk-46 Mod 2 gun systems for close-in defense against small boats and asymmetrical threats. So you see, it's all covered. For anti-submarine warfare though, the ship can be equipped with the MH-60R Seahawk helicopter and unmanned aerial vehicles to extend its reach and detection capabilities. Speaking of detection, it also features towed sonar arrays and can deploy underwater drones to detect and neutralize mines, enhancing its mine countermeasures capability. Finally, the modular design of the littoral combat ship allows the Fort Worth to be rapidly reconfigured for different mission types, depending on operational needs, just like the USS New York. And this brings us to the overall benefits of the USS Fort Worth. If you've been paying attention, then you must have figured out it gets the best of both worlds. It combines so many qualities of the USS Freedom and the USS Fort Worth without the extra baggage. Take modularity, for instance. The USS Fort Worth can quickly be reconfigured to handle the required missions, ranging from surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, and mine countermeasures. Secondly, thanks to the ship's lightweight construction and semi-planing monohull design, the Fort Worth could operate in the shallow waters and at high speeds, providing agility in near-shore zones. The only drawback you can fault it with stems from its limited survivability. Like the USS Freedom, the Freedom-class ships are lightweight armor, making them somewhat susceptible to heavy hits. Secondly, while I'll be the first to admit the Fort Worth was insanely versatile, the ship still lacks true heavy armament and advanced radar systems found on larger warships, limiting its effectiveness in major naval engagements and high-threat environments. Last but not least, on January 12, 2016, the USS Fort Worth was reported to be sidelined indefinitely in Singapore due to damage to its propulsion gears, caused by inadequate lubrication. This seemingly minor mechanical failure subsequently exposed serious issues with the ship's maintenance procedures, leading to an extended period of downtime for the vessel. These limited survivability and mechanical reliability challenges have sparked debates over the littoral combat ship program's future and its ability to perform effectively in high-intensity conflict scenarios. In February 2020, the U.S. Navy even announced plans to retire the USS Fort Worth, along with its sister ship, USS Freedom, after 8 and 12 years of service, respectively. However, thanks to the congressional intervention, which prevents its retirement, the USS Fort Worth avoided becoming a mere piece of history. As of 2023, Fort Worth is still being used as a test platform for drone operations, with a focus on evaluating carrier capabilities for unmanned systems. And there you have it. The intertwined legacy of 3 of the most important vessels whose stories evolved with the times. If you enjoyed learning about this interesting chapter in naval history, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. And don't stop here. Explore our channel for more interesting exposés into naval history and technology. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.